ओम ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहि तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहि। ओम शांत शांत शांति। श्री गुरुं परमानंदं वंदे स्वानंद विग्रहम् यस्य सन्निध्यमात्रेण चिदानंदायते वपुः। So in the last class we have discussed in details about that asana, pranayama, pratyahara. Now we are in dharana. So while introducing dharana in the last class we say this dharana is unlike Patanjali yoga dharana. But here dharana is hrudaye panchabhutanam dharanam cha prathak prathak manasa nischalatvena dharana sa avidhiyate iti. So in the heart, so when we say in the heart, always we look at in this way that with your mind keeping the knowledge and of course your emotion you dwell upon. And here dwelling upon 5 elements. And the length of dwelling is minimum 5 ghatikas. So that I am summarizing once for all, we'll go ahead. So 5 ghatikas means each ghatika is called 24 minutes approximately. So 24 into 5, it will be 200. So if it is 200, that means what? So we have that 3 hours, correct? 200 means, yes, okay, 3.2. Am I 24 into 5? I made a mistake, okay, not. So 24 into 5, it becomes 120. Okay, so I went to 300. So 120 minutes. So 120 minutes means just 2 hours. So I have already sent the translation. You can have a look, okay? However, so that means dwelling upon each element for 2 hours. Also, I'll tell you the trick here, how this yoga is a part of the cultural practices, especially when we do prana pratishtha or yantra puja, including Navavarana puja and all these pujas. So what we do, we also that mentally lam, vam, gandha, all panchopachara, manasa panchopachara puja is there. So that manasa panchopachara puja is related here as dharana. So I'm just giving you the connection, how the puja becomes part of this yoga tradition. That's why I said now, without Ishvara, this yoga does not work, will not work. So if you say that I want to be a secular, I want to practice the way I want yoga, and also I want to be secular, or the way It will not work. So that's why, again, I'm making it very clear for all of you. So this dharana is completely connected to even if daily puja. So there we do dwell upon Bija mantra. Lam prithivatmane gandham samarpayami. It goes, okay? So that you will see now today how that is directly connected in Yoga Shastra. Let us read, not much time to spend talking and talking. Ya prithvi harita lahe maruchira pita lakaranvita samyuta. Nothing you can read. Ya prithvi harita harita lahe maruchira pita लकारान्विता संयुता कमलासनेन हि चतुष्कोणा हृदि स्थायिनी प्राणांस्तत्र विलीय पंचघटिकम. Better to have panchaghatikam. Chintanvitan dharayet. ये सा स्तंभकरी सदा क्षितिजयम् कुर्यात् भ्रुवो धारणा. Says, look, first we start with from gross. So dwelling upon Prithvi, the earth. Actually, when you dwell upon earth, what benefit you are going to get? Because without prayojana, mandopina pravartate. Even if a dull fellow will not move, and yogi means, always matlabi. So bina matlab mein kuch nahi hota hai. So, and this fellow matlab means what? Really, smart, I won't say crook, okay? Smart in highest order. So when people think of 1 year ahead of life, so this person thinks, few lives ahead. So that means this person is really smart. So he must be looking for, or she must be looking for, what I am going to get out of it. So the best thing is, when you start Lam Prathivatmane Gandham Samarpayami, the moment, that's why the visualization is there. So when you start doing this, what happens is, you will become a landlord. This is the secret, okay? That's why when you do, this Navavarana Puja or regularly daily Puja you do, automatically comfort comes. You don't have to do anything. Knowingly or unknowingly, all are connected. Can you see this point? Even if you don't do practice long time pranayama, so this is called Guru Vidya. So Guru indirectly gives you everything. Hey, do this puja. Continue this way. Don't look at anything, anybody. That's all. But if you start using your mind, you know what happens, okay? So you want to see logic, why, how, and nowadays YouTube is there, this tube, that tube. Disaster, okay? You are good for nothing. It will not work. See, either you completely use your brain or don't use your brain, okay? Recently, somebody said very nicely, I can share with you, okay? Because, I learned from my life experience, okay? A lot. So somebody asked him, one person, look, what happened? He said, look, Swamiji always wants only surrounded by ships. But I am not a ship. I am a horse. So he thinks he's a shepherd and we all are ships. No. So I cannot listen to that. That's why my thinking differed from him. So the person told him very nicely, what? For so many years did not differ. Suddenly, overnight, it differed. How is it possible? So this connection I am giving it here. Either you think fully, no problem, or don't think, also no problem. But when you think partially, it's a disaster. Do you agree or not? Because overlapping takes place. And in this subject, overlapping is must. And when the overlapping takes place, you will have full of fun. That's why culturally, traditionally, when it comes to this teaching teacher, we don't use our brain. Even if we know sometimes teacher is wrong, I think that moment, remember, I think that moment teacher is wrong. But when I look at it in long run, it was perfectly right for me. And which I personally have seen in my life. Coming back. Here he says, look, first is that long bija. All of you know this, okay? If you type in Google, long bija, where is it located? Muladhara. The color combination, everything is there, okay? I don't want to. So it has got 4 petals. So now he highlights that first. So what he says, look, when you start looking upon that ya prithvi harita leha maruchira pita lakaranmita samyuta. So that means now first you need to dwell upon this earth element, which is represented by Lam Bija mantra. So when Lokara, so that means when Lokara or Lam becomes Bija mantra, it has got 4 petals and it is golden yellow, very shining. And of course, this is the part of Muladhara. But what you need to do, when you do Muladhara, this is the trick here. Actually, even though it is in Muladhara, but you need to have connection with somebody. Or else, how can you pull up? So, in order to pull up Muladhara, so heart is connected. So, the heart and Muladhara, that connection to be made. So, that's why when one does, especially Mula Bandha, so along with while doing Mula Bandha, the heart to be connected so that it won't be physical, not even if strenuous. Or else if you do only Muladhara without involving heart, it will be very painful after some time. That's why this sort of text generally nobody takes. And of course, the way I'm talking in publicly, whether you people are ready or not, prepared or not, I don't know. As I look at myself, whether you learn or not, I learn for myself. And because of this reason, I am getting opportunity to look at, to revise. And that is my benefit here, nothing else. How? Then once that is there, now you need to resolve your prana. So here resolving means tuning your prana. So once you tune your prana, that means what? This Muladhara is being uplifted very carefully. And once this happens, you will discover the mind will not move unnecessarily here and there. We call flickering free mind. So flicker free. Now, once mind does not flicker, you will discover that unnecessary worries, anxieties will not take place. That's why we say very carefully, if you are too much worried, you will not be able to do Muladhara properly. Especially emotional person cannot do Muladhara properly. Even if it tries for some time, it will be difficult. And our policies, while moving, while talking, while doing everything, you are supposed to do Muladhara. Sorry, you are supposed to do Mulavandha, not Muladhara. Mulavandha. So these are the system we do have. Because just now, recently, we have completed this TTC. You know, when you teach something, nothing enters, okay? But you assume that something is entering. This is the sad part, okay? But so whenever this sort of thing happens, so always mind goes to the teacher, okay? Pujya Swamiji. How do you know he had patient with us, okay? He will be teaching the same thing, okay? So coming back here, that this is to be continued for 2 hours. And if a person continues every day for 2 hours, so they call as Esha Stambhakari. This is called Stambhini Vidya. Somewhere it is being said. Stambhakari. So Stambhakari means what? This creates steadiness in a person. In fact, if you are fluctuating, if you have a lot of worries and anxieties, if you feel every now and then challenged, it's better to spend some time with this dharana. And once this is there, the benefit is what? Sadak Sitijayam Kuriyat. So the person will be able to do what? Will be win over, will have victory over land. Means technically, the person will have power all directions. Okay? So you can see this point very carefully, okay? So that's why one should be very careful while doing these small things. And I'm sure when you do this, you will see a big change in you. And of course, later on, trying to understand the situation. So please spend some time, or else we'll be keep talking, nothing will happen. Continuing. Ardhindu pratimam cha kundadhavalam kanthe bhutatvam stitam yat piyusavakara bija sahitam युक्तं सदा विष्णुना प्राणं तत्र विलीय पंचघटिका चित्तान्वितं धारयेत् एषा दुःसह कालकूटदहनी स्यात् वारुणी धारणा. Maybe we can add sa varuni dharana. So after Prithvi, earth, so we go to apa, water, varuni, varuna. That's why we have called varuni snanam. So the one particular amavasya, new moon day, so they are called varuni snanam. We do it. So here he says, what is to be done here? Now, eho muladhara comes swadhisthana. So in swadhisthana, we have Vam Bijam, Bakara Bijam. Now Muladhara connected to heart. Now here, Swadhisthana has to be connected to Vishuddha Chakra, Kantha. So there is a connection. Now when this connection takes place, he says what is to be done? So this Vam, Bakara that is there, it is exactly like, what is the visualization? There is a half moon in the base. The crescent moon that is on Lord Shiva. And that moon again is connected to what? So connected to Amrita, Soma. We have discussed in details. And looks like what? Kunda Dhavalam. So Kunda Pushpam, Yasmin. And of course, when it is filled with nectar, there, Lord Vishnu is a presiding deity. So then question may comes, who is in Muladhara? Can anybody say? Who is the presiding deity in Muladhara? Huh? The Muladhara Stito Sinityam. Already I gave the clue. Huh? Which one?
Swamiji, Ganesha Swamiji.
Very good. Ganapati. See, can you see how everything works? So here, so Lord Vishnu becomes presiding deity. So when Lord Vishnu becomes presiding deity, now the person has to dwell upon Swadhisthana. So just above Muladhara. Now connecting that Swadhisthana with what? With Vishuddha Chakra, with the Kantha. So now once that is being connected, now the pulling takes place. Here the trick is very careful trick. Suppose if you start only looking at that, you become grass. Whereas when you connect in this way, there will be subtle energy in you. And when this is being done, pranam tatra viliya panchaghatika. So again, same way, for 2 hours. Keep dwelling upon. Then what will happen? Of course, with your mind, everything you need to dwell upon. Once you do that, doing this thing, yesha dushaha kalakuta dahini syat. So even if whatever poison you have, whatever impurity you have, whatever food you have. So whether it is gross or subtle, you can say whatever impressions you have. I'm adding that also too. Remember, because of this reason, what? The Varuna, the water, will wash away. So in short, that this will purify the gross body and also the subtle aspect in you. So the first one was Prithvi. Second one is what? Called Apas. Apaha. Varuna, the water. So of course, third one would be what? So third one definitely will be Agni, the fire. So let us read third one. Yattalu sthitam Indragopasadrusham Tattam Trikonanalam Tejore Payuktam Prabala Ruchiram Rudrena Satsangatam Pranam Tatra Viliya Panchagatikam Chittanitam Dharayet Kesha Banni Jayam Sada Vitanute Vaishwanari Dharana. So this is called Vaishwanara, from Vaishwanara, related to Vaishwanara. That's why Vaishwanari Dharana. So what will happen? So when you do this dharana, literally, you will bond anything and everything. So mainly the inner purification. That was external, the bodily. This one is completely, you will bond everything. And of course, you will have the tejaha, the brilliance. And how to do? What is to be done? Same thing also you need to see that very carefully. It is Ram Bijam. So Ram is connected to Agni. That's why when your food is not digesting, what do you say? Ram, 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 Ram. Few minutes you chant Ram, 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 Ram. You will discover your food will be digested. Just 5 minutes. It works fantastically. Now it says, being Ram Bijam. So it is in a triangular form, Kanda. So where is it? Manipura. So there, your, Vaishwanara Agni is there. Now when this Vaishwanara Agni is there, now what is to be done? So here the connection would be with Talu. So Talu means when you take the tongue top, when you do Khechari Mudra, upper palatal. So that Talu Gauharam Iti. As you take the tip of the tongue to the topmost. So that place will be connected to what? My Manipura chakra. So this is the balancing. Because from there, nectar is falling. So when the nectar is falling from there, my whole purpose is what? Not allowing nectar to fall. Now, if I don't keep the relationship between them, yes, I can seal with Jalandhara Bandha and all these things. But the moment I release, everything will fall down or not. So here what happens, this maintenance is done in such a way. So he gives the, how it is in triangle form. So radiant looks like a coral color. And there is a called, we have called, one insect, very nice insect, okay? So called Indragopa. Velvet type, very good, nice, okay? If you touch, nowadays they are not available. Very few places you can see that. It's very nice, small one. I remember in our childhood. So we used to go to catch them. Very rarely they come. So nice to see them. In fact, first time we used to know, when you touch the skin of the top portion, very small one, tiny one, red color, very nice color, and it's like velvet. So just for velvet to touch, I don't know how many insects we must have killed in our childhood, running behind them. However, coming back. Now, here, Rudra is a presiding deity. So when Rudra is a presiding deity, now what is to be done? Now dwell upon that, resolve the prana there. And once you start resolving prana there, your prana will be so strong and also stable because of deity, and also there is higher chakra and higher level is involved. You will discover what is the benefit. So benefit is nothing. So he highlights that Banni Jayam Sada. So you will be able to win over the fire. So that means the fire will be useful for you, will never create problem for you. And because of which they says that what will happen? The inner purification has to take place or will take place. And of course, once inner purification takes place, you will discover what? Brilliance. So brilliance goes along with inner purification. More of it. We'll see. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Shishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, all of you.